Hey, Bearassers. Some of our content may be offensive or triggering. Your feelings don't affect our opinions on the show. You're offended? You can kiss our bare asses.
Hey, all you sucker mother. Welcome to another episode of the Bearcast Podcast. Episode 16.
16.
Oh, man.
Welcome.
He must have got his happy pills this morning.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Jeepers.
Extra
Hey.
Prozac.
Holy crap.
You know, that's amazing because you have a lot of action bills. So for you to be chipper,
And with that many
That's amazing.
action bills,
They loaded me up.
you got a lot of action pills, too, don't
Yeah.
you?
Take the pills to pay the happy bills.
Man, maybe we should take some of this massive amounts of money we've been making off this show,
All 22 cents?
put some of it towards some treatment for this guy.
wow.
I don't know what you're going to find for 22 cents.
Well, you know, unfortunately, that's another topic that we'll probably have to get into
Yeah.
is treatments and the medical and how it's really severely lacking of actually
they're helping
doing
me.
anything.
They gave me every pill I wanted.
Oh, well.
Xanax, Prozac, Ambien to sleep,
Jeepers.
Adderall to function in the morning.
Oh, man.
That's why I come running into work full sprint.
Just,
That's usually what I do too.
what do you got for me today?
Exactly.
I'm ready.
If I'm ever
You got
having
a wrench pouch on.
Yep.
that, you know, like that makes about as much sense as like if you broke a bone and you're just like, well, I'll just drink whiskey and pop morphine pills so I don't feel the pain and just keep living life with a broken arm or whatever. Just mask the pain. That's what they do, like with any dis-ease.
Yep.
It just means that your body isn't functioning properly and there's something deficient.
Usually a vitamin deficiency.
Vitamin, minerals, yep. Something you're lacking.
I think it's mostly vitamin D that people are lacking.
Yeah, and then due to the chemicals in the food that they put, you don't absorb it. Some people, like I think it's like they said, like a third of adults can't absorb vitamin D very well. So that's why they get ill and different things happen to them.
Vitamin D is major stuff. You need it.
Do you know that pirates have a large quantity of vitamin D in them? Because they're out in the hot freaking baking sun all day on the ship.
How would you know you live in the trees?
Oh, Sasquatches have been around a long time, and we've seen lots of oceans with pirates. Pirates come with their axes and their tree
I'm
cutters.
going to come with my axe next episode.
And they're burning trees in front of Sasquatches alive.
Damn. You suck.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that is a good subject to bring up, though. I mean, thankfully for Sasquatch pirates, there is a large history about them, actually.
Yeah.
They've been around for a long time, you know.
Yeah, they're pretty vicious, aren't they?
Well, I mean, you know, when he talked about the vitamin C, that's actually true, the scurvy. That's why, like, you know, that's like Brits, you know, the privateers, they were like the good pirates. We'll put that in quotes.
Mm-hmm.
They they were called limeys because they had limes, little lime trees on their ships because vitamin C. Otherwise, you get scurvy, and then you know
Go crazy.
you basically come apart
Wow.
if you don't have vitamin C. So, like if you had a scar from a long time ago, it would reopen.
Yeah. Let go.
Beautiful.
Start leaking.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Very
scurvy
good
is
time.
not cool. But you know what? According to modern medicine, we cannot say that vitamin C cures scurvy. That's just the way it is. Even though
Yeah, it probably does.
scientifically we know that's what it does.
Yeah, it always boggles my mind when you buy like a supplement or a vitamin. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA, so take this at your own risk.
Your hair may fall
But
out.
if-
My eyeballs will swell up.
but-
Your cheeks will get wiggly.
Do you want to know why that
You
is?
prescribe a pharmaceutical
Do
medication.
you want to know why you cannot say the word cure with any disease?
Why?
Because the government bought the words. They own them, so they have copyright on them. So you have to say other words. we have to speak in code. I'm sorry, but everyone's going to have to jump up their intelligence. It's just the way it is.
I always thought it's because they want you to take pharmaceuticals.
No, you can't. It's copyright. You can't use their. Well, of course, that's why.
Yeah.
But I mean, what I'm saying is that's how they do it. They own the words, like the C word. I won't even say it, and everybody knows what it is. But the C word.
Is it?
Well, it's all kinds of ers. Different, leukemia, whatever, different types of it. All your different organs. Yes. Yes. And they own that word, so you can't say anything unless you're a pharmaceutical company that treats it and makes tons of money off it. And the largest money maker for a doctor is chemotherapy. And it's 97% failure.
Yeah, doesn't
But
that
it's
shit fuck you up?
but it's 100% profit, more profit for the doctor.
That's the same with a pirate.
Exactly.
The small guys
They're
are
robbing
100% failure, and the leader of the ship is the
Blackbeard.
Blackbeard.
Can you imagine sailing the seas 300 years ago in
Just
a wooden ship?
rocking in those seas and
50-foot
storms.
waves. It's a
And
miracle.
Getting
they
the
survived.
bounties and
And the filth and the rats. And,
they had the conditions were awful.
my gosh.
It was not good, especially if you got wounded or something.
Or if you were one of the guys
Just
that
thrown overboard.
got beat by a
Peg
whip.
leg.
Row.
Just
Row.
rolling and rolling.
Oof.
Oh, speaking of the
Speaking of
pirates,
Monday morning coming.
Pirates, the privateers. You want to know whose family was the privateer? Of the King of England? The Bushes.
Wow.
They come from a pirate family. Now, when I say
that.
privateers and they're the good guys, that's relative. It's just like saying, one person's terrorist is another person's freedom fighter. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, like, the context of it is, I don't say they're good guys. I'm just saying they are pirates too, but they call them privateers. And they flew under the flag of England or Spain or whoever, at the time. But yeah, that's how they're tied to the royalty. Hillary Rodham Clinton,
Yep.
she's related to them. They're all related to the king. They all go back to, they go back to Vlad the Impaler. So does the King of England, Charles. They even claim it. Like, you can look it up even. But even like Elizabeth, she said they went all the way back to like, where was it? Like Saudi Arabia, like, I can't remember the exact nationality, but it's like Babylonian type, like that far back, like Egypt and stuff. And like, they're all like, all these royals, even if they're from China and whatever, they're all the same, like, groups, you know what I mean? They're all intermingled. They're all tied, and they own everything. You know what I mean? So the real pirates, they're all still there. They're just doing it on a scale unimaginable. Like in this country, like the last COVID thing, they transferred like, I don't know, 6 trillion at one time, and then another 3 or 4 trillion after that. I mean, do you realize how much money that is?
That's a lot.
Like, that is the worst pirating of all time. Just like 9/11. Back then, when Rumsfeld on September 10th,
3 billion.
he said there was $3 billion missing from the Pentagon budget. And the next day, that very accounting office in the Pentagon got hit by a plane.
Oh, yeah.
Which everybody's seen the couple videos that they've shown that's been leaked.
That wasn't a video. That was like 5 frames.
Whatever. Still, it showed you that it wasn't a plane. That was no plane.
You know how many cameras saw that happen?
I know, and that shows guilt right there.
Exactly.
Like everybody knows especially the ones who know. I mean, yeah, of course, there's people who probably still don't know about that yet.
If you know, you know.
But just the last episode, the last insanity, the last 4 years of what we've experienced, it's the freaking Twilight Zone. I mean, it's like Clown World. Like, for real.
Well, there's so much info on it out there and proof. It's almost like it's a joke now.
That's why everybody's waking up, because it's so loud. I swear, it's like revelations. That's what it means to reveal. It's to unveil. We're being shown all this stuff. God's showing us.
Yeah.
And we have to make a choice. Are we just going to like watch it all burn, or are we going to stop it and do something and correct it and make it better? Like, it's really not that fucking difficult. Really. I mean, am I wrong? Does anybody got a word?
You're so wrong. It's not even funny. I'm going to be the devil's advocate. Everything's so true. Why would they lie to us? There's no reason for them to lie to us.
We went to the moon.
We definitely went to the moon. We always go to the moon. We go to space all the time.
Hey, sucker MC. I see you sucking on those suckers again, huh?
Yeah.
That's all you do lately is suck on suckers.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're delicious.
You know what I think?
I actually got hooked on them.
Yeah, I'm going to get everybody hooked on them.
He's gonna make all three of us suckers.
Mexican chili.
Hey, you know,
Suckers.
Barnum, what was it? Barnum and Bailey or whatever. He said that circus. There's a sucker born every minute.
And there's
I
a
think-
Rubber Room episode ready.
Is there?
Is it already
Let's
time
get going
for,
on that.
All
I don't
right.
care about the balloon guy.
Wow, the balloon guy.
Yeah, the balloon guy.
Whoa.
I'm thinking Sam Squatch needs to go back to the trees.
Sam Squatch is tired.
Tired of it all.
Here you go.
Yeah, we could enter the Rubber Room, I suppose.
it.
Let's buckle up. I mean,
Buckle your straitjackets.
well,
tight.
hey, I mean, you know, we can't help it. We have to talk about it again because it's so, like, awful to see Weekend at Bernie's up on the presidential debate. I mean, how long could you keep this carcass, this husk of a human being going? I mean, holy cow. I'm sorry, but I call it like I see it. I mean, look at that guy. I mean, it's elder abuse. I mean, what do you, am I wrong?
You're not wrong. I don't know why. I thought for sure that after Biden got elected, that he was gonna bow out because of health issues, and we would get our first woman president. I honestly thought that's what was gonna happen, and it hasn't. I don't.
Well, I heard that Kamala or Camilla or whatever, whatever, camel toe.
Wow.
Yeah, the laughing hyena.
Oh, man. You're out of control, buddy.
No, she is an awful person, dude. She's the one who kept, she's the one who did like the 3-strike law in California, where like if you got caught with a marijuana cigarette 3 times, it's life in prison. No, fuck that bitch. I mean, seriously. Dude, there was a dude who was on death row, and he had evidence that he was innocent, and she kept him in there for years because of the labor. The prison system is like, dude, don't even get me started on this whore. I mean, really. Heels Up Harris, that's what her nickname is. Yeah. I mean, dude, I'm not even going to go anymore just because anybody who knows about her. I mean, Biden is the same thing. He's the one who called super predators black folks.
Folks, huh?
He's like, I mean, this guy, he's the one who him and Clinton were the super predator thing, and they're the ones who did, the 3 strikes and you're out, where you're done. Like, people are spending 25 years for a crack rock or something or whatever. These aren't hardened criminals. They're just regular people who are who are making a poor choice in their life, and they're gonna fucking give them a life sentences. They don't even give murderers that.
No.
Half the time they're letting murderers out at 8 years.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, here you go.
No.
Everything's better now.
No, I do not like Kamala, and boo fucking who for her. She shouldn't even be where she is. It's a travesty. It's a disgrace to women.
I imagine Biden, this is what goes on before his speech.
We've been here for a week. You got this. All right. Number one, the dude's convicted felon. Say Trump's a convicted felon. Over and
Every
over.
answer. All
Convicted
of them.
felon.
All
All
of
right. Russia bad. Russia's real bad.
Real bad.
Who win?
Don't like 'em.
Ukraine good. Zelensky more money. Billions to Ukraine.
More money.
Yeah. All right. Our border secure. What is he talking about? Wide open border. What are you nuts? Aliens are cool. LGBTQAI plus. We love the gays.
Can't
Joseph.
get enough
We
of
love
them.
the gays.
You're gay. I'm gay.
You're gay.
We're all
Okay. All right. Hey, Joe, focus.
Hey,
Focus. All right.
hey,
Shiny thing.
Remember the
hot
plus.
girl. Yeah. Roe v. Wade. Abortions. Have them. Everybody have
Love
them.
'em.
Wait, Joe, wake up. Hey, wake up. Woke up. Don't fall
Wake
asleep.
up. The
That's
number one on the list.
Give me the adrenaline. Give me the adrenaline.
More?
Yes, we need more. This guy's a freaking passing out old.
Wow.
Shot is ready. And
Here you go.
There
There
we
you
go.
go,
Daddy
buddy.
likey, huh?
Daddy likey, huh?
All right, Joe, focus. Continue. All right. Don't talk incest. You didn't shower with your daughter at an inappropriate age.
You were conserving water
Yeah,
for the
you're going
environment.
green, okay?
Holy
Don't fall. Do
shit.
not slow your words. And listen, if Hunter comes up, he's amazing, all
He's
right?
the smartest
Man, you know. And do not say the N-word, Joseph.
We're live. We can't cut
I know
this
you
time.
love it. And guess what? If you don't say the
I know
N-word,
you
you get a
love it.
little treat.
Double sub.
Double stuffed Oreo cookie. Last but not least, do not insult Israel. Don't you dare.
Love the Jews. You
love
can't get
the
enough.
Jews.
Yeah.
I think we're good. What's that smell?
It's like someone pooped their pants.
Joseph!
Wow.
And you know what? It's not that much satire.
That's the sad part. That's what makes it even more funny. because-
And I know that there's probably a chunk of the public still, maybe 25%, that they'd hear that and they'd be like, oh, that's awful. That's ridiculous. No, it's not. I'm sorry, but you can lie to yourself, but you can't lie to me. Sorry.
Amen, brother. Amen.
Yeah, I just don't know why they keep pushing them still. You know what? But you know what's scary? If it's not him, they're probably gonna bump up Gavin Newsom.
Whatever.
That scares me. Even
New
more.
scum. Forget that.
New scum.
He is so awful.
He is.
He has completely put California in the shitter. California
Yeah.
used to be like its own country. It produced so much. It is so bogged down with taxes and regulations. and-
Homelessness.
oh, they have 10 cities of like 100K. Mm-hmm. I'm not joking. I've seen
it's
it.
nuts.
I've seen video after video after video after video.
How do you
of
even
it.
have a tent city of that huge? I mean, it's just like a trailer park kind of.
They can't get rid of it. How do you get rid of a 10 city with 100,000 people?
100K, dude.
Yeah. You can't get rid of it.
It's no joke. And there's other cities.
And that's what they want. So they're not going to get rid of it.
They're doing it because they're going to make smart cities. That's their plan. That's part of the green, the Agenda 21, Agenda 2030, Agenda 2040, 20. I mean, it's all the white papers. Anybody can read this stuff. Like, this isn't kooky talk.
Everybody's got a bump
You know,
with a AR
hey,
headphones.
I guarantee you, everybody who's watching and listening, you all have an hour a day where you could go and dig into this stuff. Anybody can burn an hour. And it's an hour worth burning because it's going to open your fucking eyes that have been welded shut your whole life.
Yeah.
And if you do see and you do resonate with what we're talking about, then amen. Keep digging, keep going, keep learning, keep understanding, because that's the only way this shit's going to change. And then keep looking for your people.
And then you join the Bare Ass Tribe.
That's right.
Keep your eyes open.
And subscribe.
Subscribe, share, like,
All of it.
all the things. Do all the things.
Well, I've never ever seen Blake smile
Email
before.
bareasspodcast gmail.com.
Look at that smile. That was real.
The $40
Genuine.
smile.
$40.
Shit, buddy, that's a $65 smile to me.
I think it's like a 22-cent smile at this point.
Wow. 22 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's the number.
Yeah. Didn't he got messed up from the COVID jab too? That
Oh,
was
I'm sure.
No, he was out for like 6 weeks or something. It's crazy.
Yeah. Also, with him, I seen on the news, and it might not have been like national, but it was some state news, you know. Mm-hmm. And the dude was like, that it was so awful and so apparent about Biden that all Americans need to demand an early election to fix this government. It's so bad.
Yeah.
Because just him being president everything is fraud. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, every law.
everything
enacted.
needs to be reversed. Like literally, and this is not politically. We're talking like by law. Like this is wrong. Like all the stuff they've done, even whether you like Trump or not, all the stuff they've done to him, that's all illegal. Everything they're doing is lawfare. It's completely against the rule of law. And what's sad is all our judges and DAs and sheriffs, they're not doing their duty. And our military isn't doing their duty either, because they've all sworn oaths. And when you say your word, that's your bond. Like there's a reason why we do that. There's a reason why people swear on the Bible. There's a reason why they take these, because it's like basically back in the day, it was life or death.
Yeah.
Like if you know what I mean? You were taken out if you did your people wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you were either exiled or executed.
Yeah.
And that's, period. That's what happened.
200 years ago.
And being exiled without having a tribe was basically
death.
executed.
That was a death sentence.
So it was actually the worst way.
Slow
It was going to be
death.
pretty, yeah.
And,
real scary. Scary.
how else do you deter? You have one of two ways. You either have to rise in love or you have to be very, very brutal.
Yeah.
That's your choice. Okay. So I guess part of my aim is I want to avoid the brutal. I can do brutal.
And you can still love and do brutal.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Defending your family, defending your friend.
Right.
That's even for the Christians. That's biblical. No greater thing can you do than to lay your life down for another. So yes, I agree. That's why I say about light and dark. I've talked about it before, and that's part of the inner work, becoming a master of your own self. I have mastered my ego. I know when it's good and when it's bad. I don't use it when it's bad anymore. And if I do, I correct it immediately. But there is a time when the ego needs to come out. The darkness, the beast, the animal, the monster needs to come out. And I'm telling you, when good men have to do that, they are the worst force you ever will come across. Because begging for mercy will not work, because they had to kill their old self to do this, what they have to do, which is awful. Caving heads in, whatever it takes. So once you make a good man go that way, it's the most fierce force on the planet, because he had to kill himself. He had to die because he knows that his life isn't the same anymore now that he's got to do these things. So his rage is like no other, because it's personal. You know what I mean? And if people have to protect their families, think about it. What is our greatest danger?
No, what is it?
I think everybody knows.
Man.
Yeah. What does the word government mean? Do you know? The root language, govern, to control. Ment means mind. The government is mind control. They're controlling our thoughts. And it's time we take over our thoughts. That's why I speak of getting rid of negativity and rising your vibration, being positive. You know, happy, joyous, the good things. That's who our Father is. That's where we come from. We're his image. I mean, do you really think that that this is what we were meant to live in? The way this world is? I mean, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to see how imbalanced it is. How unfair it is. And the majority of us know this. So why don't we change it? It's not that hard. I don't even think we need to be violent. We just stop doing what they say and do our own thing. And then if they could get enough guys to try to come and do something, then I guess we're going to have to do something back. But we get to that bridge when we cross it. As far as what we do right now is we try to gather our tribe and start, taking action towards a goal. And that's why we're here.
We need to. I mean, just out driving today, it's so bad. People have so much rage and no respect for anybody. I mean, just, driving to go to the store a few miles. And I mean, I've seen so much anger in people driving and just they're in the store and fighting and arguing. And
it's because they're sick of surviving.
But that all resonates throughout the entire world.
Yeah.
That vibration affects everybody, and it's more and more and more.
Well, when there's war on the other side of the world, you're going to feel down because a bunch of babies are screaming and people are dead and all the trauma. We are collective consciousness, whether you want to believe it or not. We're all one. We're all part of a spirit family. We are connected. Period. That's just the way it is. So when other people suffer, we feel it. When other people are joyous, we feel it. It affects us. It's energy. We're energy bodies. We're energy beings. And, speaking of like the state of how things are, like with the presidential debate and all that, well, you got like Disney and Google together. They bought the King James Bible, the original deal to it, the copyright. And they're rewriting stuff. Okay? And Disney also spent like, I don't know how many billions of dollars to go over all their movies, all their old cartoons, and put in fucking chemtrails. So that the new kids that see the stuff, they'll think it's normal. Because the old cartoons were clear skies and normal fluffy clouds. Like, how do they think that?
I know, it was
how do
all
they think
beautiful fluffy
we're
clouds.
still here?
Yeah.
We still remember. What are you talking about?
Yeah, the clouds look like wave, like.
Yeah, you can see the
saying?
Doppler and the harp in it.
Yes, you can see the
my
patterns.
God.
They don't.
When I was a kid, they were just blustering, beautiful.
I posted it on Facebook.
Yeah, now it looks
they
like
showed all the
radio waves.
Dopplers on the radar. I posted it on Facebook, and they had you could see it move in the storm, and then one of the Dopplers from one of the big cities was hitting it with a green laser, and it moved the storm somewhere else over Michigan or whatever, wherever they wanted it to hit.
Yeah, I saw that.
I mean, dude, they're criminals, and that's why we're getting together. That's it. I mean, they need to be dealt with. Period. Not just the government, the banks, the corporations, all of them. Because, corporations weren't, the only ones that have rights are living beings. Mm-hmm. Businesses, corporations, and governments don't have any rights. We're the parent of them. We are the boss. They are the children. We tell them what they can do. They don't tell us. This really needs to penetrate into people's heads. It's time to be adults. Mm-hmm. We're not kids,
Not anymore. I wish I could be.
Right.
Fuck.
And also to finish up the rubber room with the Biden thing, they also there was a news, I think it was Fox probably is what it was. I mean, I don't care. They're all BS, but there's some truth in it. They said that today, matter of fact, that if the the fundraiser is canceled today, then that means it's the presidential thing is done with him. So who knows? As we're speaking right now, it might be done, and by Monday we'll hear Newscomb or somebody
Oh God.
will try to step up.
News go.
Well, there's already
yeah.
a conspiracy floating around the internet that he's gonna bow out because of Alzheimer's or health issues or something. Because he looked horrible in that debate. I don't know how anybody could defend him. I've seen videos of people saying, "Oh, Biden destroyed Trump in the debate." I'm just like, where did you see? Where?
How
At
many
what
times
point?
did you see Trump roll his eyes and have
Oh,
a
my
smirk when he would say
God.
stuff? Like everything that came out of Biden's mouth is almost pretty much a verifiable lie.
Yeah.
I loved it when Biden started rambling on. You couldn't understand. It was just, then the debate, whatever, who was ever in charge of it goes, and what do you have in response to that statement from Mr. Biden, Trump? Oh, and he goes, well, I don't know. I couldn't understand the end of that sentence, and I don't think he did either.
I know.
Just like,
That was awesome.
Biden just looked at him like, huh?
Yeah. Oh,
I'm
man.
confused. Where am I?
He did look like, I mean, I said that's soulless. Look at his eyes. Like there's almost nothing there. Like that 21 grams is ready to fly.
Yeah. Just
You know what I'm saying?
hanging open and looking,
The eyes are empty, man.
Yeah. And the soul's empty.
So let's shut the
know
door on that nightmare. But speaking of trippy, what about psychedelics? Have any of you guys ever had a time or two?
More than a time or two back in the days.
I had a trip once of some
Yeah,
tree
you
mushrooms.
tripped over a fucking tree branch.
Tree mushrooms really took me back.
Isn't that chicken of the woods? That's not.
Chicken of the woods.
What are you talking about, Sam Squatch?
Yeah, I don't really know. You guys go ahead and wrap that shit up.
Not time to wrap it up, you dummy. Go back to your trees. Psychedelics, huh?
Psychedelics.
Well,
Well, the reason why I say is because there's evidence now that psilocybin, that's your standard mushrooms, basically. Magic mushrooms, whatever you want to call them. Boomers. They actually have a lot of benefit. And a lot of the studies that they showed.
in small doses, folks.
Well, yeah, we're talking micro doses.
Microdose.
We're not talking about the
Not shit your
walls.
pants.
Not the
doses.
heroic dose.
Yeah, where everything's melting and stuff.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, it does have benefit actually, and so much so that now they're like it's starting to be legalized. I mean, I've seen white papers about it. It'll probably be, available everywhere in about 5 years.
You know what
You
else?
think so?
You know what else does? Ketamine.
Yeah, I've heard about that too.
I've been to ketamine. I've done ketamine infusions.
Well, I've done ketamine, but it wasn't
It's not the same.
the right way.
And it probably wasn't real pure 100% ketamine.
Oh, it was pure.
Well, I've done infusions. I did them in 2019 6 times at a clinic. And boy, oh boy, it works.
But that stuff will ruin your urine tract
Not in.
if you do it all the time.
Yeah, well, they were. It
How do
was,
you know that?
Because
It does.
I know all kinds of stuff.
No, I asked them about that. They're like, no, not the amounts we're giving you. They would give you less than 100 milligrams.
No, I understand. I get it. But what I'm saying is, I'm talking about people from the street.
Yeah, but the street ketamine is not 100% pure like it would be in a clinic.
And what does that do?
In
for
'98, it was.
Well, maybe, but not nowadays.
you? What does the street stuff do for you?
They'll send you into a K-hole.
A K-hole.
Yeah, you never heard that term?
I haven't.
Ketamine hole, K-hole?
Yeah, I haven't lived on the streets or anything.
Well, neither have I. But at the ketamine clinic, it was like 5. Basically, they want you to come in for 5 visits once a week, And then after that initial 5 visits, you're supposed to do it once a month. But it's expensive. No insurance will cover it yet. But I did the first 6 for chronic pain and, mood, depression type stuff. And it works. It definitely works. But, man, the first session was just to get you acclimated with the stuff. So each visit, they'd bump up your dose.
Yeah.
And by like the 4th or 5th visit, man, you're in another universe for a couple hours. Like they sit you in a room, they got a TV there, you can listen to music.
And you can do that same thing with meditation.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
No, you can. You can. You just need to believe me. You can.
Maybe, but man,
You don't need drugs. Drugs are a tool.
it was
but-
in another universe. It was wild. I mean, if you can handle it, I would recommend. Like the third visit, I blew my back out and had to be brought to the hospital in an ambulance, and they were just giving me morphine, or in the ambulance they gave me fentanyl, still wouldn't touch the pain.
Fentanyl.
In the ambulance they gave me fentanyl, and I got to
pretty
the
common.
hospital, and then they gave me morphine.
Fennies are
Valium.
their go-to.
Oh yeah, and it wouldn't even barely touch the pain, and I'm like, oh, thank God I have that appointment tomorrow. Ketamine infusion hit. I could not feel a thing in my back. Stuff works, but I mean, I'm not saying go out and get street ketamine.
He's talking about clinically.
I'm talking about the ketamine infusion clinics.
Yeah. I've heard about that too, that it has a lot of benefit.
It does.
Also, like, with the mushrooms, I've seen the graphs, and when you look at the graph, they show you like there's like these red lines, and that's like your depression, your anxiety, your bad thoughts, your negative patterns constantly. You're always thinking these same patterns. But after a couple of doses of the mushrooms, you have thousands of new pathways.
It's rewiring your
And
brain.
that's why you get better. That's why half the people, their first dose, they're not alcoholics anymore, or half the people who were depressed aren't depressed anymore. You know what I'm saying? And so that when you have results like that, like you can't ignore it anymore. Like, and they've had so many, and then of course the tests are repeated and repeated and repeated enough in all these different areas where, like, now that's why I'm saying I know it's probably going to be completely legal. Like, you'll be able to just get them right at the smoke shop in a few years. Because they can't deny it anymore. There's just too much evidence.
At what point do you think they legalize all drugs?
Well, that's the
when
thing.
the nukes go off.
No, that's the thing. That's what I mean. Even like what we're doing here. I believe we're a part of a new movement. And we're just one part of it. There's people like us all over the world doing the same things. Just in their way. And eventually we're all going to meet. It's called the Rainbow People, where everybody of all colors has had enough. And
Bare-assed island.
That's right. So that's what I think. I think we're a part of that. We're gonna, like there won't. In other words, it'll probably be eventually where we won't even need the drugs because everybody's just gonna be okay.
Right.
Like, it's kind of like people are like, "Oh, I need a vacation." Well, if you had a life that was worth living, then you wouldn't need one. You got to create a life that a vacation is optional.
Right.
You're doing it because maybe you want to go see somebody or see a particular place. You don't need a break from your life because you hate it. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about changing that, which means the whole system. So when you think of taxes or a wage or all these different things, those things aren't going to be the same things. Like, it's not the same. The system's going to change. Like, we have to get it through people's heads. We can't fix this with this system. It's broken.
It's shattered.
It's done. Like, we have to start over. Like,
The foundation is crumbled.
yeah, and those who've been in charge don't ever get they never get to manage anything again. Like, it's over for them. Like, I'm not saying that we're going to wipe them out. I'm just saying they don't get to be in charge anymore. They don't get to dictate or move anything anymore.
I say we put a group of 10-year-olds in charge of everything because they're not corrupted yet, so they just want to do good.
Yep.
Let's make kids run the government.
Well, see, that's the whole
Get a
thing.
bunch of playgrounds.
This is this whole history. This is the evidence that we don't deserve to run ourselves because we can't. That's why we need the Father, the Creator, because we're not capable. I've said this for years. I've told people. I said, you want an example of the world on the micro? Just get a gymnasium full of 5-year-olds and leave a couple of them in charge and walk away and let the cameras roll. Mm-hmm. About half of them will be dead. I mean, you know what I'm saying? The chaos that you would witness. Mm-hmm. That's us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's us. Mm-hmm. Daddy needs to come home.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm
And
saying?
give us a whooping.
Yeah, a major.
Whooping.
But then a big hug and milk and cookies after. You know what I mean?
never
When the
got
snot
that.
bubbles. Or...
Yeah.
No, that's what my grandpa would do. He'd give us a violent whooping, and then,
Yeah. After he beat you, then he'd give you a
and
cookie.
then he'd feel
How
bad.
Nice.
Yeah. Might be why I have a weight problem.
Yeah. My grandpa just
Fill
pushed
the
me outside in
Yeah.
the cold.
Oh, man.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's called inner work right there.
Fuck yeah.
Well, boys. You got anything else?
I mean, don't you have it? I mean, there's no experiences with psychedelics at all?
Yeah, what's your wildest?
Oh, my gosh.
Wildest.
All right. All right. A real quick story.
You told us about the one in the swimming with the.
Yeah.
Manatees.
No.
Yeah.
Well, this is another one. This was one of my experiences with LSD, and I only did it five times. Anyways, I was in this trailer house, and with some creeps I didn't like, but I just hung out with them, and they were older than me, and they actually spiked my drink I had with multiple hits of LSD.
And you didn't know?
And they really did it, and I didn't know. No, but then what I did is the LSD I bought from them earlier, the couple of hits, I took a half of that, and then it starts kicking in real fast. And,
Real hard.
And I was pretty young, and there was an intense rainstorm out happening at the same time. I mean, with thunder, lightning, tornado activity, the whole thing, and it was intense. But so this acid...
You probably thought God was trying to talk to you during that
No, it got
storm.
way worse than this because these guys I was with were not friends. They were just people that I was in the house with, and they were older than me. And that shit started kicking in. They knew that they did this to me, and I was tripping out, seeing shadows and things that shouldn't have been there, and it was so intense. And these guys were in the other room in this trailer. There's a divider wall, so the light was shining, and they were using knives in the shadows, and I could see it, and they're talking about cutting me up. That's how fucked up these guys were. And
That'll ruin your trip.
it really ruined it. So, and I decided I was going to leave, and they stood in front of the door, just fucking with me, trying. They were being intense, but they would have let me go, and I was able to leave. But I took out of there running like nobody's business, and
You didn't know where you were going either.
it was pouring rain, and the thunder and shit was just pounding, and I am just peeking on this fucking acid
Oh my
in the middle of the night, and I'm running through this trailer park, and every step going into this must have been an inch of water on the ground. It was pouring so hard, and every step was going, and it was coming down. Yeah, it was pretty horrifying. I finally managed to get across this trailer park to this other trailer to a safe house. And I went in there and I told the guy who owned it, I'm like, hey, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm on drugs and I just need somewhere to sit down. And I just need to be alone for a little while. And I went and sat in the corner couch and put this blanket, which was all colored, like rainbow colored, and I put it over me, and he had a light, a lamp on, watching TV, and the shadows and the light coming through it made me peek out so bad. I thought I was going down like one of those wet slides. And I just freaked out of my fucking mind for about another 10 hours. And finally
Yeah, that
it
shit
went
lasts
away,
forever,
man. It
man.
was so intense. I thought I died like 20 times.
Oh yeah. I thought I died on mushrooms once. I took a heroic dose. Yeah.
Holy crap.
It was it was wild. I really thought I died. I was when I think I was 18. Was living at my buddy's house because I got kicked out of my house for being a rebellious teen.
A delinquent.
Out of control.
Yeah, so everybody ate heroic dose of mushrooms. Well, we didn't know how strong they were. I think I ate like an eighth of mushrooms. The next thing I know, I'm laying on the top bunk of my buddy's room and basically felt I was paralyzed. I couldn't move. And I was trying to scream for help, but I couldn't open my mouth, so it sounded like this is what it sounded like.
Wow. Holy crap.
You weren't breathing?
No, I was breathing, I just couldn't move. And I was trying to talk, but I couldn't open my mouth, so and then I blacked out, and I don't know how to describe it. But I guess you know how your consciousness, it feels like you're in your brain, right?
Oh, here we go with one of those left your body experiences.
No, I didn't.
Floated over.
No, I didn't leave my body.
Oh.
But you feel like you're in your head, right? I felt like I was hanging out inside of my chest. Like I was having like childhood flashbacks. So like I was in the kiddie pool with my mom there, just all these weird flashbacks of my life. But it felt like I was hanging out in my chest, just in this void area, and didn't feel. I don't even know how to explain it. I thought I died. I was like, this is it. I'm dead. This is death. I'm stuck in this.
You were
vast nothingness.
You were in your soul.
Yeah, I was in my soul basically, and then all of a sudden,
oddly enough, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, I was like, I came back to life. I shot up out of the bed, and I look at the clock, and it's like 4:30 in the morning. I'd been in that state for over 4 hours.
Holy crap.
Got up. I was still tripping balls, and then I spent another 2 hours in the bathroom looking at myself in the mirror.
That's not good either.
No, you get stuck there, man. It's wild. That was probably that.
You start seeing other faces.
Yeah, it's wild. It was wild.
Lots of faces.
Yeah.
8 face.
Yeah. So that was probably my most intense
That's pretty scary,
mushroom
buddy.
trip. That was the last. It wasn't the last, but that was. I always eased my way into it after that. I didn't go for the heroic doses anymore.
I've done it a few times, but I've never had a bad anything on it. It's always been good.
It's all about your mind state going into it.
Yeah,
Yeah, but when you have someone with knives and shit. You know?
Yeah, that's not going to make it good at all. I mean, like, especially if I take, like, the right amount of mushroom, it's like I'm firing on all cylinders in my brain.
Yeah.
Like, I'm funny, I'm witty, all the things are just perfect. Mm-hmm. There's been many times where I was in that mode where it was like a buddy was like, stop at my house, after work or whatever. So I went there and he had like a buddy that grew them himself, like in an aquarium or whatever. And he had one mushroom and he split it in two. And that's all it was half. And I had half and he had half. It was perfect. Like 3-4 hours of perfection. It was unbelievable. You know what I mean? Like everything was just,
Timing was right. Ignition and spark was right there in that.
I
motor.
had everybody in my hand. Everybody was just
Full
loving
synthetic oil, lubing all cylinders perfectly.
it.
Yeah.
So it definitely helps your neural pathways. I mean, I know that for a fact because I used to be forever sad. That was one of my nicknames. I mean, I was Alice in Chains, all of their songs in one.
I know.
what I mean?
I used to suffer from chronic shame disorder.
That's right. I remember that was
tough times.
that was
buddy.
awful.
Wow.
But I've transmuted all that dark now. You know what I mean? So I'm all better.
It's true what they say. The older you get, the wiser you get from life experiences.
Well, especially if
Getting
you
old's a trip.
experience.
Getting old's a trip in itself.
Yeah.
Age doesn't necessarily mean wisdom. It's experience and learning from it.
true.
Because I know a lot of older people that are dumb as fucking shit.
Yeah, you make a good point there. Very good.
And I've met some young people that are pretty brilliant.
You know, Sasquatches
Shit
live
bag again.
to 800 years old. Some of us, we get
That's a long time, Sam.
Yeah, it's a long time. Sasquatches enjoy it. Luckily, I'm young. I'm 110. That means I got a long time
You
to
got
hang out with you
700
guys.
more years to terrorize me.
Damn right.
Fudge.
You know, I think it's time to wrap this shit up.
Go fuck yourself, Sasquatch.
I mean, I guess we can, you know.
Say goodbye, boys.
Till next time.
Till next time.
Till next time.
Ciao.
We're out.